Hi, my name is Christina Hildebrandt. I'm a massage therapist in Longmont since 1992. In my 20 plus years of doing body work, over the years I found that the body was always on the phone trying to tell me something. And so after a few years of practicing massage therapy, I learned other techniques and noticed that I'm really drawn to the subtle information that's in everyone's body. And that's information that's asking me to pay attention. So for example, I practice craniosacral therapy, which deals with the craniosacral fluid around the brain and down into the spinal cord. I also enjoy visceral manipulation and neural manipulation. And today I'm going to talk to you and demonstrate neural manipulation. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about neural meningeal manipulation, which is a long mouthful for a modality that I'm very interested in right now, and I've been training in it for several years. I call it neural work, or neural manipulation for short. This work was created by Jean-Pierre Barral, who is a French osteopath, and you can read about his story at the Barral Institute. So neural manipulation is a very subtle modality which deals with the fascial web that exists in everyone's body. So in your body you have this sticky web of connective tissue that holds together and in place everything that you've got inside your body. So we're talking about arteries and other blood vessels, we're talking about nerves, organs, and bones, everything that is inside your body is held together with this fascial web. Now when you sustain an injury, for example a motor vehicle accident, and there's a physical impact to your body, that force of impact travels through that web in various ways and gets stuck someplace. And when it gets stuck, it creates dysfunction in that primary area, and over time that lack of movement in the web causes secondary and tertiary dysfunction as well. So for example, you can receive a concussion, which is a blow to the head, and there's a direct fascial connection to the bladder. So it's very common for people who have sustained concussions to have incontinence problems just because their bladder was connected through this web to the brain. With the same kind of incident, you can have problems with the brachial plexus nerve that runs down your arm, and so then you can have numbness and tingling in your fingers and your hand. So how can neural manipulation help you with the issues that get stuck in your body? And by the way, it's not just physical issues. Emotional issues and trauma also get stuck in the body. So traumatic divorce or any kind of emotional upheaval in your life, that also gets stuck in the tissues unless you're able to discharge it, and I haven't met anyone who can do that very easily. So neural manipulation locates those restrictions that happen in the nerves which connect to every part of you. That's why the nerves are so powerful to address. As the therapist, I listen through the top of my client's head and feel it draw down into the body. That will indicate to me precisely where that nerve is being impacted. So in just a minute, I'm going to show you and demonstrate on my husband Paul, who graciously said yes to this. I'm going to demonstrate to you how neural manipulation looks like in the studio. Let's go. Hi again. Here we are in my healing part of the studio. This is Paul, my husband, and we're going to listen to what his body says about any kind of nerve impingement that he may have. And I'm going to show you and talk to you as I do it. So this is what a session would look like with any client. One thing I did not do was, normally I have the client stand and then I listen through the top of their head while gravity is working on their body. That gives me general ideas, or general listening, we call it. And this is going to be a little more specific. So, listening through the head to the container of the body. So there's an immediate listening to the left in Paul's body, and it goes into his brachial plexus nerve on the left in the neck. So I'm going to ask my sister-in-law Filmer to move around to the other side of the room. So this kind of work is extremely subtle. It's not massage, it's not rubbing the tissues, it's connecting and engaging with the tissues with a light and very precise touch so you're on the nerve. So I won't do this technique necessarily, but I will show you what it looks like. So Sarah, can you see this area here?
Yeah.
Okay. So with the brachial plexus that runs through, exiting the lateral side of the spinal column, it runs down the neck and out into the peripheral area of the arm. I can connect with it here with my fingers underneath his neck. I listen. I ask the body, basically, I'm listening to which part of this brachial plexus nerve are we talking about? Because there is the brachial plexus here, which is supraclavicular. There is the brachial plexus underneath the clavicle, which is called retroclavicular, and then there is infraclavicular. And each one plugs into the spinal column in different places. So let's just say I find an infraclavicular listening. So then I can connect with that nerve, and if I feel a connection, like connecting the dots between this finger and this finger, I know I'm on the nerve. This is how light that touch has to be, because if I compress the nerve doesn't like it. So your experience as a client will be extremely relaxing because you're getting this soft, gentle touch, and your nerves, once I find that precise anatomical place of restriction, it's like the whole body says, oh, thank you. Finally someone figured out where I'm having problems. Let's say that I listened to Paul's body, and I got a listening down into the femoral nerve. So I'll do it on the right side here. In that case, I'm going to come down here. I always uncover the part of the body, only the part of the body that is asking for help. And with this femoral nerve, I'm going to access it close to the hip bone here. So once again, the touch is very soft. I'll connect the dots from where the restriction is, and maybe once I listen at that restricted spot, it'll say, oh, there's a draw further down, maybe into the adductor tunnel right here, in which case I can connect those two dots, so to speak. And once you access that area that's asking for help, it does all the work for you, basically. And it creates a wonderful stretch in that nerve that has been compressed. So this is a really short demonstration of neuromeningeal manipulation.